This is Constar Review with Martin Bennett. Hello everybody, back here with another episode of Constar Reviews with me, your host. Y'all know me as Nerd in Texoma from my other show over on this channel. Today we're going to be Constar adjacent. It's the next episode that's on the Constar playlist of over 160 episodes. This is Dreadnought Dominion Anchors Aweigh episode. Spoiler, you don't really see the greater connections with the Constar in this episode. It's hinted at, but there's not really any Constar direct crossovers in it. It's implied. So, check it out. It's about 15 minutes long, so this is going to be a little bit longer of an episode to watch, a little bit longer of a review. Blah, I'll get it out one day. But, yeah, sit back. Episode is coming right now, and I'll catch you on the other side.
Grissom here.
Well, hello, Commodore. It took me a while to track you down. Have you been waiting long?
Not long. Do you have any news for me?
It's over. You've been cleared of all responsibility. The conditions you endured were unprecedented and frankly inexplicable. You are hereby reinstated to your command, effective immediately. You leave space dock in 2 weeks. That should give you enough time to gather up your crew if possible and replace crew if needed.
Thank you, Admiral.
Off the record, I never doubted you, Sam. I don't think any of us did. It's just when a ship comes back in that sort of condition, especially in peacetime.
I understand. There must be a thorough investigation, a log for future reference, and no captain may be immune to the process.
I knew you'd see it that way. Now, I have one more bit of information for you. There have been some recent events with the Romulan Empire. Starfleet Command is engaging in a covert operation. If it's successful, years of conflict can be avoided.
War between Starfleet and the Romulan Empire?
No, internal conflict. They're messy. They spread out and make life miserable for their neighbors as well. Just be aware that you may be contacted to lead a very sensitive, very delicate mission.
I'll do my best, Admiral, but when?
That'll have to do for now. I've said enough already. Now, get back to your ship and your life.
Thank you, Admiral, and I do appreciate your faith in me.
Dr. Tamara,
Commander Denson, the Commodore said you would be joining us.
I'd like for you to meet our science officer, Lieutenant Commander Sandra Piper.
Nice to meet you.
I've been looking forward to meeting you, Commander. Your work with the Omega-19 crystals has been well known in the Vulcan medical community.
It was nothing really. Once I decoded the biometric impulses emanated by the crystals, it was just a matter of matching the various genetic codes to known indigenous species until we discovered their true origin. You, on the other hand, Commander, are very well known to all the Academy graduates. You dominate the entire chapter on petripeds in all the xenobiology textbooks.
Well, looks like this could be the beginnings of a beautiful friendship. Doctor, did Grissom mention why he asked us here?
No, Commander, but it is obvious. The inquiry into the Cromwell Nebula incident was recently closed. Commodore Grissom was found to be without fault. The repairs to the Dominion are nearly complete. Logically, he has summoned us here to announce that we will launch them.
Well, if you're right.
Of course I'm right. I would not have said otherwise.
Well, if you're right, I'll try to act surprised.
I will not.
You must be Dr. Tamel and Commander Denson. I'm Commander Jason Purcell.
And this is Lieutenant Commander Sandra Piper.
This is Ensign Justin Taft.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Commander. Commodore Grissom has spoken very highly of you.
Thank you, Mr. Taft. And Commander Brusso, I have heard much about you.
Oh, really? All of it good, I hope.
Your accomplishments are quite impressive.
Thank you, Doctor.
And Ensign, you have earned quite a reputation of being a genius in astral navigation and piloting.
It's in the Taft genes. There have been navigators in my family for as far back as we can find records, not only in space, but on Earth's oceans as well.
Can I get you anything?
I'd like a double espresso, please.
And I'll have a Danubian lime devil.
Thank you.
I'm glad to see everybody could make it. Dr. Tamero, it's good to be working with you again.
Thank you, Commodore. And I find it agreeable also.
I see you're all getting acquainted. Mr. Brasso, as you may have guessed, is our new XO.
Thank you, sir. I've been keeping up on returning personnel as well as replacements, and I'm happy to report we're about 95% manned.
Excellent. I have checked that, and it's good to see almost everybody's returning. And for those who are replacements, I'm very pleased.
That's good news, sir. I thought it would have been difficult to accomplish that.
Believe me, it was quite a task to do with everybody scattered halfway across the quadrant. Commander Piper here, for example, was on some backward planet studying some type of frog inhabitation. I'm not quite sure what that was about, but you don't know how to rest, do you, Commander? I am very pleased with the replacements like Dr. Tamero and Mr. Brasso.
So, Commander, I can't imagine what it took the Commodore to pry you away from Commodore Wesley.
You're probably better off not knowing all the details.
I'm confused. Exactly how did Commander Brusso get affixed to Commodore Wesley?
Dr. Tamero, it's a metaphor. You'll pick these things up over time. Speaking of picking things up, I thought I'd have to be picking up a new chief engineer for a while.
Yes, you must be referring to my brush with retirement.
That I was. You're what, 6 months older than I am? It's no time to retire.
I know, but I'm back now.
If you don't mind me asking, what made you change your mind?
Well, I just realized that there's nothing I could do in retirement that I would enjoy more than being on the Dominion. So I asked them nicely, and they reactivated me.
I do not understand why anyone would want to retire.
I'm not leaving the fleet until I'm forced to.
I'd like to propose a toast to the best crew of Starfleet. May we all be forced to leave. Wait, that didn't come out.
To the Dominion.
I hope I'm not too late.
You're fine, Chief. This is an informal gathering. I'm sure you'll be punctual once we're underway.
Won't happen again, sir.
This is our new transporter chief and second engineer, John Brooks.
Chief Brooks, my condolences, of course. If you ever need to talk, my door is open to you.
Thank you, but I've been counseled and analyzed for the last 2 years.
I understand how you feel you could find no solace from your father's successor. The offer does stand.
I understand. It's nothing like that, Doctor. Of course. I'll drop by.
Can I get you anything else?
You could warm up my espresso if you wouldn't mind.
No thanks, I'm good.
I bet you are.
But I wanted another one of these.
I would not advise that, Commander. You, like me, are drinking the Syrian Banshee. More than one would put you in the sick bay.
But I like the little floaties.
Thank you for approving my transfer, sir. I was afraid you might question my motives for requesting it.
Questioning your motives never came into play, Chief. I assume you harbor some reservations, but it doesn't matter. Your record speaks for itself, and I'm happy to have you join my crew.
I don't hate you, sir, but I can't say I don't hold you responsible.
He was completely absolved.
Let him finish.
That's why I asked for the transfer, sir. I don't know what to think, or how to feel. My hope is that by getting to know the crew my father served with, it might help me put it all behind me.
Fair enough, Chief. I hope you find your answers. Well, I suppose you're all wondering why I gathered you here today. I have an announcement. I want to tell you personally to get your bags packed. The Dominion is scheduled to get underway in 5 days.
I've heard they upgraded the photon torpedo tubes while she was in for repairs.
You heard right.
Shall I report to my post early and transport you aboard, sir?
Not a chance. It's a tradition of mine to inspect the outside of my ship before departure. Take it as a throwback from the days of winged flight, when pilots walked around the aircraft. Besides, you'll have plenty of time to beam my atoms around later.
Commander, did they have a chance to install that dilithium spectrometer I've been asking for?
And you'll love the improvements.
It'd be good to see you again, sir. You're going to love the Dominion, Doctor. Oh, sorry, maybe love isn't the right word.
No apology is necessary. I'm sure I will find the Dominion an acceptable ship, and serving aboard her an agreeable experience.
Commander Tamara will make a fine ship's doctor, and we're also experimenting. She's also going to be ship's counselor.
You're a psychologist?
I am certified in 14 fields of medical, psychological, and emotional training. Trust me, I am a doctor.
She'll do fine, Dutch. Don't worry about it.
Sam, I've known you for a long time, and I know when something's eating at you. Is it the hearing?
Yes, I've noticed that too.
No, I'm fine with the hearing. I'm just a little puzzled. Frankly concerned.
If you feel you need to talk about it, sir.
No, I'm all right. Just everybody, please stay sharp for me.
What's going on, sir?
Honestly, I don't know the details, but something has been set in motion. Something big.
All right, welcome back. Now that y'all have had a chance to watch the episode, hope y'all enjoyed it. We pick up with Commodore Grissom basically getting cleared of any charges or any negligence in an incident that happened. Something happened to the Starship Dominion. It's not clarified in this episode what that was. Excuse me. For further backstory and details about what happened with the Dominion, I recommend checking out the Dreadnought Dominion series of fan films. to fill that in. I'm not going to go in there because this is supposed to be on the Constar. You know, this is how the other fan film series mesh in, blend together, and come together in the whole Constar universe. That's why I started off the review saying it's Constar adjacent, meaning that this is going to fit in with the Constar world building. It's just going to take a little while to get there. And you'll see it, you know, just bear with me, bear with the storyline. It will be revealed. First thing that I have to say is the sets, in my opinion, are amazing. I mean, it's basically, I know that it's the same set, just redressed, and you know, the camera angle is slightly different, so it looks like more places, different places, bigger places. But knowing how the no-budget production team works, we maximize every space that we can. We redress it, you know, slightly to make it look different and give the implication of having a lot more sets than we actually do, because, hey, we don't have a budget. That being said, I mean, it's great seeing, I'm guessing it would be the Commodore's quarters, and then it's turned into a rec hall or bar, something like that, on the space station. Now, like I said, we're not too informed about what happened specifically to the Dominion. Basically, it was heavily damaged, apparently. There were overhauls made to it, upgrades to new systems. You know, it's not really told what's going on there. Some of the original crew of that ship had perished, apparently. Some of the crew had scattered. So we're trying to recall the crew, get them back together, get the ship fully staffed and ready to go on a new mission. And, you know, replacing the crew that is no longer available for one reason or another. We're introduced into the Dominion universe, or the Dominion aspect of the greater Constar universe. We're introduced to a few new characters. Tameril, the Vulcan doctor, who is played by Mrs. Parker, Frank's wife. Donna pulls off a perfect Vulcan. A Vulcan who has very limitedly dealt with humans before. I mean, in a professional sense. I mean, she is very strictly Vulcan. No knowledge of human idioms and stuff like that. I mean, she's great. We've got Commander Brousseau. We've got the science officer who is studying frogs. We've got a new transporter chief. We've got the returning engineer who came out of retirement. I mean, just a whole great cast of characters. You know, some you'll see will play a bigger part in the Constar universe. Some will have a little bit more of a background role. Here comes the criticism. like I say, I'm not being down on them at all, but I try to balance the good with the negative or the needs work. This, I believe, was one of the earlier produced episodes that Dreadnought Dominion has done. That being said, the only thing that I would think, or in my opinion, takes it down from being a perfect fan film is the sound editing. The background music was great. It fit perfectly. Just the sound editing, sometimes when it changes from a character speaking to another character speaking, you can hear that little jump in the audio quality, or if one character is speaking and it's one camera angle and then it changes to another character camera angle and the same character is still speaking, again you can hear just that little jump in the recording, you know, how it kind of echoes off of different surfaces slightly differently because of the camera angle. I mean, it's not that bad of an issue. You can just notice it sometimes, I would say. The cast and crew seem to get along great. They portray their characters in a way that's realistic. You know, some of them that are supposed to be longtime friends and colleagues in the fan film itself come out perfectly. You know, the new ones that aren't part of the in-group to catch everybody's jokes and stuff like that, you know, they come across as, you know, the new additions to the cast. It's nice to see things that are Star Trek lore brought to reality. What I'm talking about is the Dominion class of starship. Golly, I think it was just called the Starfleet Technical Manual. Back in the 70s, I believe it came out with, by Franz Joseph, designed the whole Dominion look, and, you know, man, to see that actually brought to life in a real ship, you know, you can see the flybys and stuff like that, a real computer-generated image, but a real ship. That's great. The end credits in this episode, I mean, captures perfectly how the style was of the original 60s Star Trek series. I mean, this, like I said, with that one minor detraction of the sound editing, you know, matching the scene and stuff like that, that one detractor, but there's so much else that's good in this episode that's, in my opinion, pretty great. Man, thumbs up. Well, if there's anything else y'all noticed or saw that I missed, let me know down in the comments. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know I did. And I will see y'all on the next Constar reviewed episode in the series. There's many to come. So be here and there will be a new one every week. Alright. See you later.